It focuses on the reason why government interventions, government policies, and government decisions don't trickle down to the general public. And one of the first two examples that we considered is how, despite the Nigerian economy has experienced an upward movement recently, a common man does not know this because to him, the price of rice is still more expensive than it used to be. And the second, which is how this concerned me, was about housing and how, despite government genuine intentions to really alleviate the issue of housing, most of these homes still end up being way higher than what the common man can afford. While it's easy to get carried away with the political angle of this conversation, or just label it as disconnect between government and the people. But for me, this issue comes down to a change of perception and perspective. And to make this relatable, I'm sure most of us are familiar with how some of our community members, before they got elected, spoke exactly the language of the electorate. And as soon as they assumed office, the vocabulary changed. And this is where the disconnect factor in. So this will mean different things to different people. But the bottom line is information has lost its nuances because at that point, information is now aggregated. People have now become data and statistics, and their problems have become sum, averages, and derivatives. So what used to be Ayo, Tunde, Peter's issues has now become a community problem that must be solved by a single collective solution. So when we put all of this together, you see how while there are different levels to middle income and different levels to low income, we've jacketed the same solution to a problem that affects different people in different ways. Because to the government, which in fairness, the government is such a large entity that finds it difficult to become agile or lean enough to fragment the nuances of the problems of the community members. And it's so much easier to find an almighty formula that is targeted at an average representation of the problem. And so unemployment, hunger becomes micro and macro economy, GDP growth. And so you see how a change in perspective and a change of perception can lead to a disconnect between the realities of their community and the expectations of the office. And the most paramount solution is partnership. The example is how the SDG goals are being pursued independently. But just taking a look at the SDG boards will reveal to you how none of it can succeed all by itself. This housing cannot work if we do not bring up the earning capacity of people. And we cannot bring up the earning capacity of people if we don't revive our manufacturing sector. So you see how everything is connected. And it is only by true partnership and collaboration that most of these goals can be achieved. Get involved in how things are done, hold your representatives more accountable, and demand better representation, better democracy. I don't want to get involved into that, but most of our problems will be better solved at the local government level. I hope this helps.